15 days without a drop of rain, and the weeds came up again.
And then it rained, and Recharge got them like that.
We know because this is our field.
Since 1999, Balance Pro has been used successfully on more than 21 million acres. That's the power of Recharge.
When you buy direct at the Ashley Furniture Home Store in Peoria, you're saving money on America's #1 selling brand. And during the Great American Values Sale, you pay nothing for 1 year. No payments, no deposits, and no interest for 1 year. Great American Values, like these leather sofas.
Our leather is spectacular, and so is the price.
The luxury of leather has never been so affordable. The Ashley Furniture Home Store, just 1 mile south of O'Brien Field on Adams.
You're going to love our furniture, and you won't believe the prices.
Hi, I'm Heather with ASA Delta, proud to be your Atlantic connection in Peoria.
And we're back at the Hammons Student Center in Springfield, Missouri. Our starting lineups for tonight's ball game. First for the Bradley Braves. It's the starting lineup you've grown accustomed to this year. Marcellus Somerville, Patrick O'Brien, and at the guards, Tony Bennett, Jeremy Crouch, and Daniel Ruffin. For the Southwest Missouri State Bears, winners of 5 straight, Nathan Ballou and Tyler Cheney at the forwards, Kamar Macklin at center, Deke Thompson and Anthony Shavies at guards. The tip-off and Joe's keys to the game when we return.
Number 3, Tyler Cheney.
Season 38-43, taking on Southwest Missouri State. 12-8, 6-6. Barry Hinson his 6th season here in Springfield. 101-76, 137-99 overall, including 2 years at Oral Roberts. Joe, your keys to the game quickly for Bradley.
For Bradley, quickly, board with the Bears. They're the #1 team in the MVC in rebounding. They have out-rebounded 16 of 20 opponents this year. If that stat is a blowout, so will the game. Number 2, don't let SMS toe the line. They shoot 72% as a team. They average 23 shots per game from there. That can't happen. And number 3, forget Nemo. The Braves have to find Tony and Jeremy tonight because we need more scoring, except for Marcellus Somerville in place of Marcellus.
Bradley gets the opening tip. We'll get to the SMS keys to the game in just a moment. Southwest Missouri State opening in the man-to-man. Somerville on the wing. Nowhere to go there. Somerville around the screen and hits the first basket of the night. #1 scorer in the Valley, averaging 18 a game.
Bradley has not done well here offensively in the last 2 years under Jim Les. 45 points in each trip down here, obviously both losses.
Cheney for 3. And Ruffin grabs the rebound. No, and if you look back at the history, Joe, I mean, there's been some ugly ones. 48, 45, 49 points. There was a 37 thrown in there as well.
Right.
Crouch is open for 3, and he gets out of his slump. He only averaging 4 points a game the last 5 and shooting just 18% behind the arc. Quickly the other way. Somerville touched it last. It'll be Bears ball.
Perfect remedy right now. We talked about, or I tried to explain how it's important that Tony Bennett or Jeremy Crouch get out of their shooting slumps tonight to help the Braves win this game. First shot goes down for the freshman. That could be a key.
Bears to inbounds, 29 on the shot clock. Yeah, the several of the Braves, Joe, as Macklin walks, seemingly have hit that first-year wall. You talk about Jeremy Crouch and Daniel Ruffin, Tony Bennett, we talked about in the Open, had a bad week last week. Patrick O'Brien. I mean, it seems like everybody's kind of hit it at once.
Well, you're talking about, the high school players where they just came from, not Bennett, but they're looking at regional action now. I mean, the pairings are being made, and they're looking towards that. They got another month left in this season.
Southwest Missouri State went through a similar phase, and they played their way out of it. Jim Les feels his team can too, and they're off to a 7-0 lead on the road.
3 for 3 from the field.
Cheney fouled. It'll be on Somerville.
And that's what the Bears do very, very well. I just mentioned in the keys, they shoot 72% from the free throw line as a team, but more importantly, they go there 23 times a game. I mean, that is a weapon. It's a lot like Wichita State. And you see here, down 7-0, take the ball to the hoop, get a call, get some free shots, get off the schneid.
Let's do your SMS keys to the game very quickly here as Tyler Cheney, 78% free thrower, goes to the line for 2.
For SMS number 1, the Mac attack, Tamar Macklin, who showed up in Peoria with a bad ankle, didn't produce much, but he leads the Bears in points, rebounds, and field goal percentage, will be a key player tonight. Number 2, share the ball. They have to do what they keep doing, Lee. They're third in the MVC in scoring, but they don't have any double-digit scores. They really like to pass the ball and share it. And number 3, they have to repeat the cliche, one game at a time. They've won 5 in a row. They're going to be favored to win this game and the next 2 against other teams that are looking at Friday night spots in the St. Louis tournament. So, if they look ahead, they could win 8 in a row, but they can't do that. They got to play one half at a time.
Cheney goes 1 for 2 at the line, and it's 7-1. Bradley, O'Brien, jump hook. No good that time. He's scored just 2 double-figure games in his last 8, so it's been a tough struggle for Patrick O'Brien lately, and another whistle against Bradley. That one goes against Daniel Ruffin.
Officials tonight, Ron Zecher, Dave Drucker, and Randy Hireman. 3 veterans. Obviously, Zecher's been around for years and years, one of the top officials in this league, or any. And he is the crew chief tonight.
Bradley goes zone. Call it their 5 defense. That's Kellen Easley with the shot. He's out of Joliet. Macklin grabs the rebound and falls. New shot clock for the Bears, trailing 7-1 here in the opening moments. 3-point shot up and good for Deke Thompson. He averages 39% behind the arc.
That's how important that offensive rebound was. Got him a second look and a nice open shot there by Thompson.
Number 2 in the Valley in rebounding margin. The Bears plus 7.2 per game. Bradley's third, but there's a big drop off. The Braves plus 3.4. Ruffin turns it over, and Jim Les told his team today, if you allow them to get second chance points, we're going to be in a lot of trouble.
All right. I mean, I mentioned they're first in the league in rebounding, and they are as a number of rebounds they get per game. But as far as the plus minus, they're second to Wichita, but very close.
Right there, yeah. Thompson drives, good defense there by Bradley. Crouch cut him off. Cheney flops, no whistle. Good no call. Somerville for 3. Sellis with his 36th 3 of the year. He's off to a good start with 7 points. 7 of Bradley's 10.
Had a hand on his hip when he shot that as well.
That's Thompson again. Cold shooting. The Bears early here. Jim Les and the Braves would like to make this a jump shooting team tonight. Have them shoot outside shots and keep their interior guys quiet. And Ruffin ran out of real estate, stepped out of bounds. His second turnover in less than a minute.
Not sure what Daniel was trying to do there. I mean, that ball was destined to come back out to the top in his hands and start the offense over again with a lot of time left on the shot clock.
10-4 Braves. Bradley 4 of 5 from the field so far. Inside Easley, blocked by O'Brien. Easley goes back up and good. O'Brien had 7 blocks, tied a Bradley record in game 1.
Bradley had 10 as a team in that game. Everybody was in the party. O'Brien gets his first of the night, but couldn't pick up the loose ball.
Skip past to Crouch. He goes back inside to O'Brien. Good ball movement this trip. Ruffin's 3 is short. And rebounded by Easley. One and done for the Braves on offense. Chavis turns it over. Bennett might have stolen it away there. Braves a 10-6 lead here in the opening moments of this game. Somerville, tough baseline turnaround jumper, and Somerville has 9.
You describe an NBA move. That was it right there. I have to look at that one again.
Whistles against Tony Bennett. He put a forearm shiv on one of the Bears. And we're at the first timeout of the game, and the Braves have doubled up the Bears.
Instant win game.
The game, Joe and I will pick the Heritage Bank player of the game. Heritage Bank, locally owned and managed since 19-something.
That's safe to say.
Lance Stemler into the ball game for the Braves, along with Michael Rembert. And that is as early as we've ever seen Lance Stemler in a game for Bradley. Cheney shoots over and scores.
Well, we saw Lance practicing with the first team at shoot-around today, and again before the game tonight, and taking Lawrence Wright's spot with the 5 starters. And here he is into the ball game. I'm glad to see that. Maybe Bradley can develop another bench player here and get a little deeper.
Stemler hit his only shot against Southern Illinois. Came off the bench and drained one. Rembert, turnaround jumper, bounces no good. Stemler's there for the rebound. Goes up, has it taken away, no whistle. Here's Ahern into the ball game. He kicks out to Chavis now. Blake Ahern, who we talked about in the open, coming off the bench for Barry Henson. That's quite a luxury. Macklin off the dribble, gets his own rebound. Nobody checked him out, and now a foul on Bradley. Got to check these guys off the board.
Well, Macklin knew that that shot wasn't going in, and usually it's the shooter who knows first when that ball's not going to go in. So he followed his shot very well, knew exactly where it was going to go, and it came up strong. And the question by Jim Less is, if that's a foul on the offensive board, where was the call on the other end? And it's a legit question. We're almost 6 minutes into the game. Bears have yet to be called for a foul, so he's just questioning the math on the scoreboard right now.
Tamar Macklin's a 6'7", 260-pound senior out of St. Louis, 62% free thrower. Stephen Mitchell into the ball game now for Southwest, replacing Cheney.
Macklin is their leading scorer, if you call it that, at 9.8 points per game. As we mentioned, no double-figure scores on the Bears team, yet they average over 70 a game, close to 72.
Now a 2-point game. Bradley led 7-0 early. Crouch is the only Brave besides Somerville to score here in the opening moments of the game. And a whistle as Crouch takes it to the hoop. That's the first foul against the Bears tonight. It's on Ahern.
That's the first team foul.
And that's something I would really like to see Jeremy Crouch do more of now, is take the ball to the basket. Anytime you're not hitting your jump shot, you're in a shooting slump, you can't score, you have to create scoring opportunities. And the best way to do that is put the ball on the floor and get to the hole.
Crouch was doing that a lot more earlier in the year. We talked about how he had done such a good job of putting the ball on the floor and creating shots. J.J. Twy replacing him in the lineup. Twy, a local guy from Verona, Missouri. SMS goes zone this trip. Twy, penetration, puts it up, bounces, good. He had 19 against SMS in Peoria a year ago. Jim West will take any bench points he can get right now. Oh, Tony Bennett gets an elbow to the face. Maybe a little acting there, but...
Well, it wasn't deliberate, that's for sure. Brent Ahern is not that type of player, neither is Tony Bennett, and it was just an accident. But Tony did the right thing, he flopped.
Take another look.
I mean, his head is the height of the elbow. I mean, and both players come out of the ball game right now, just for precaution's sake. Somerville was coming in anyway.
Tony's got a career back on the West Coast, maybe. Or maybe with the WWE.
Bears back to the man-to-man, a little tighter this time, picking up the ball and get the turnover. Third one on Ruffin so far.
Mitchell almost comes out of his shoes. Instead, it's the three for Deke Thompson, the second of the game. He makes it a one-point game. Ruffin takes it in and whistled for the charge. Not a good decision by the freshman.
Right, here's Somerville wanting the ball at the top of the key, didn't get it, and then Daniel went in, and that's 4 turnovers on the Braves point guard.
And his second foul.
That'll hand the point guard duties over to Twy or Bennett.
Jump ball, nice defense by Stemler that time. The Bears will retain possession, but nice job that time by the freshman.
Well, 2 good plays so far. An offensive rebound and now a tie-up on defense. Bears will keep the shot clock at 23. Look for the Braves to go zone here.
SMS was out. Somerville with the steal. A very unusual lineup out there for Jim Less. Trying to get a spark. Bennett has his fingers taped on his right hand. He got hit that time too. He's in pain.
Well, the Braves,
Rembert whistled for the foul.
Rembert on the foul, on the offensive foul on the pick that time. We're going to get back to the shots, points, and turnovers when we get back from this break, Lee.
1-point ball game with 11:58 to play here in the first half.
At Heritage Bank, we're defined not by what we say, but by what we do for our customers. We focus on their needs and goals, listen, and offer innovative solutions. We continually support the communities we share and provide the same level of personal service since our founding in 1920. At Heritage Bank, we build customers one relationship at a time.
Heritage Bank, believing in the American spirit.
U.S. Agencies talks about car insurance.
Every claim is treated personally, as if it were our own.
If one of our customers is in an accident, they know to call us first.
We're working hard internally to keep costs down.
When our customers get involved in an accident, we want them to get back on the road as quickly as possible.
Our direct repair program guarantees the repair work for as long as you own your car.
So give us a call.
Visit any location or log on to usagencies.com.
This week at Sherman's, everybody buys at our...
Welcome back to Springfield, Missouri, 14-13 Bradley. Let's take a look at the Missouri Valley Conference standings, brought to you by Edward Jones, with more than 150 years of experience helping individuals build financial security. Wichita State out front 10-2, followed by Southern Illinois, Illinois State 8-4. Then it's Northern Iowa, Creighton and SMS tied at 6-6. The Bears started 1-6 in the Valley. Then it's Bradley, Evansville, Drake, and Indiana State. Edward Jones investing in you and your dreams. Patrick O'Brien back in for the Braves. And what I was getting at before the break, Joe, 1-6 start in the Valley for the Bears. Barry Hinson went into his locker room to the eraser board where the Valley standings were written and erased it. Since then, they've won 5 in a row.
That's something you have to do. You have to play with your minds a little bit and just get that first win. Now, after they left Peoria, they were very competitive. They just lost a bunch of close games. They've lost 3 this year by 2 points or less.
Mitchell loses it in the lane. Loose ball, jump ball, goes Bradley's way this time.
So it's not like they were dogging it. I mean, they didn't play a good game in Peoria, and everybody saw that. But since then, they got beat at Southern by a 3-pointer at the buzzer by Josh Warren, of all people. And Southern's won, 38 in a row at home. I mean, they played some very, very tough games. Now, they've just come off the stretch. They beat Creighton home and home in the stretch of 6 days. So they've got talent. They've got coaching. They've got a good home court advantage here. And those standings are going to change before this is all over. Wichita has to go to Central Illinois their next 2 games this week.
Saturday night, the visit by the first place Shockers, and SMS has had a brutal schedule. They played Creighton twice in a week. Bennett, reverse layup, should have been basket interference on Drew Richards, number 4. He grabbed the net inadvertently, but it shook the rim and no call. Lawrence Wright makes his first appearance for Bradley tonight. He replaces Stemler, who gave a good account of himself.
Absolutely. Didn't look to shoot, just tried to help the team in any way he could. The shooting will come later. There's a foul underneath.
9 on the shot clock. Fouls on Drew Richards, who fouled out in 4 minutes of a recent games. He averages about a foul a minute. And that gives Bradley a new shot clock.
Bennett playing now with something in his nose because his nose was bloody.
Twy inside, his second basket of the night. Bradley off 14. They've been there for a few moments. Mitchell, fall away jumper, no good. SMS 4 of 12 now from the field. Not shooting it very well here in the early going.
Bradley 7 of 12 rather, but the 5 turnovers has limited their shots.
Somerville for 3. It's up and good. Marcellus Somerville, 5th in Bradley history at 42.7% behind the arc. He is having himself quite a season, and now he's got 12 points. 12 of the 19 for Bradley as another whistle goes against the Braves.
And shooting like that, has 2 fouls on Twy. Shooting like that keeps the crowd in their seats and prevents them from getting too excited too often.
Also, number 5, Tamar Buckler, replacing Drew Richards, and number 0, Nathan Ballou.
Line change for Barry Hinson.
They replace Kellen Easley.
Well, there's 8 players on the Bears who average 16 minutes a game. 2 others average more than 9, so he does like to play a lot of people.
Number 0, Nathan Ballou, making his first appearance tonight. No relation to the Bear from Jungle Book.
And there are the Bears at the line, already in the bonus. 1-and-1 time here. Half of the first half is gone, and they're already shooting bonus free throws.
Cheney 2 of 3 at the line. got 5. 19-15 Braves as we approach the 10-minute mark. Little pressure here from the Bears. Twy brings it up, and here they'll try to double team sometimes. Lawrence Wright, another first-year Division I guy who's had his struggles of late. O'Brien muscles in, short. Tried to bang a little bit that time.
When O'Brien misses that shot, it's because he doesn't follow through with his shooting hand and arm. He just short arms it, and the shot comes up short. Just like anything else you do in athletics, you have to follow through.
Doing a good job inside on Macklin. Cheney's shot is off the mark, and O'Brien grabs the rebound, his second of the game. Inside right, chases it down and scores. Nice athletic catch and basket for Lawrence Wright.
In basketball vernacular, you would say he earned those 2 points. The Bears did everything to stop it and didn't.
Was not a great pass from O'Brien as Macklin turns it over. Here come the Braves with possibly some numbers. And they throw it away. That was a bad turnover. Here's Shavies at the other end. He had 16 points against Bradley and Peoria. That was a bad run there by the Braves.
Right.
Running in the open floor with some numbers, turn it over and give up a bucket at the other end.
It's not how you turn it over sometimes, it's how and where.
Somerville short on that. 4-point Braves lead. Shavies cuts it to 2. Shavies averaging just over 9 points a game. And he's got the crowd on their feet here at the Hammons Student Center. Somerville feels he can work on Ballou, but off the mark that time. Wright, very athletic rebound, and he's fouled. What a nice hustle play by Lawrence Wright, who I believe has taken some heat lately for his enthusiasm, so to speak, in his play.
Or lack of it.
Yeah, and he's made a couple of pretty good plays here in the last minute or two, and will give Bradley the ball when we return. It's a 2-point ball game.
I really can't stay.
(21-19) Bradley leads Southwest Missouri State with 7:58 to go here in the first half. Here's a look at what the other teams in the MVC are doing tonight. Northern Iowa underway at Creighton, and it's Indiana State at Southern Illinois tonight.
We continue talking about Lawrence Wright. 2 games ago, we did a broadcast in Peoria. He had a double-double, 14 points, 12 rebounds, but then the inconsistency came in Saturday at Redbird Arena. 4 points in 11 minutes, 5 turnovers. And that is what the coaching staff is trying to eliminate.
62% free thrower. Misses his first. Well, there's no doubt he has all the athletic ability in the world, Joe. It's just competing at that Division I level and understanding what it takes night in and night out.
Exactly. He has given the Braves some wonderful sparks off the bench, and in other games, despite himself, he's just invisible.
Braves put the pressure on. This is the Bears, rather, to take about 10 seconds off the clock before they can get into their offensive set. Macklin and O'Brien battle it down low. Crouch got a hand on that one. 10 on the shot clock for Southwest. Ballou into the lane. Out of bounds, Bradley ball.
Braves doing a much better job tonight on eliminating dribble penetration. Twice Macklin was stripped and he only had dribbled the ball once. Another example right here. They're not getting to the basket for layups as we've seen in a couple of recent broadcasts.
And saw Saturday, Trey Guidry and Vince Green attack the Braves with the dribble penetration and score or dish. Somerville with 12 of Bradley's 22. Shot clock now at 10 for Bradley. Both teams playing tough defense here. Crouch backs it up. Has his pocket picked and then called for the foul.
Excellent defense by the Bears that time. They didn't allow Bradley to do anything they wanted to do. They wanted to get the ball to O'Brien, couldn't do it. Looked inside late for Somerville, couldn't get it to him. Crouch was left with it, and too much dribbling out there, and he left himself with no place to go.
And Devin Mitchell should get an assist on that steal because he was there for the help, harassing Crouch. Shavies is a senior, junior college transfer out of Oakland, California. He had quite a year last year, started the first 8 games for Barry Hinson. Then didn't start again as we look at Brandon Heemskirk, who's out with after re-aggravating his ankle. No break, though. That's the good news.
Right. X-rays were negative, we found out. But too sore to play tonight.
Shavy started the first 8 games. He makes the free throw. Then didn't start again until the Valley Tournament and earned All-Valley Tournament team honors. So he had quite a year and had several did-not-plays during the regular season.
He was wonderful in St. Louis last year. Just carried the team on his back at times.
Somerville tried to pass out of the double team wisely, but it hits Macklin's foot. No, it did not hit his foot, the official says. Looked like it did. That would have meant a new shot clock.
It's not. 19 seconds ago.
1-point game. Good start for the Braves here. They led it 7-0 right out of the gate.
Gotta go now. It's Bennett's ball.
5 on the shot clock. Ball away jumper. Tony Bennett doesn't go. Somerville, offensive glass. The tip is good. He's 4th in the Valley in rebounding, Joe. And he gets a good tip in there.
Trying to become the first player since Ashraf Amaya to lead the league in both scoring and rebounding.
Macklin gets loose for the jam. How did he get that wide open inside? Now that's a kick. And it'll be a new shot clock for the Braves. J.J. Twy to check in. Twy replaces Stemler. Can't let Macklin get that wide open down.
Yeah, we'll have to look at that. That was a breakdown.
Kind of a half alley-oop try, looked like to O'Brien. He couldn't finish. Here come the Bears the other way, looking for their first lead. And Shavies was short on the three-point shot. And Bennett loses it. Macklin, now Shavies. Now it's 3-on-2. Ahern's open in the corner and good.
That's a new leader. First lead for the Bears.
Ahern averaging 16 points a game his last 5 outings. He's been a difference maker for the Bears. And it's time to regain the composure for the Braves, who played well here in the first 15 minutes of this ball game, Joe.
Well, you know, the Braves have not come out of the gates poorly. on the road. I mean, at Southern came out very aggressively. At Redbird Arena Saturday came out with a big lead. Here, 7-0 off the bat, led for the first 15 minutes or so. I mean, they have come out prepared. They've come out with good shot selection. They've made shots. They've taken the lead. But right now, they're in a stretch, and I'm talking about the losing streak, 7 out of 9. They're in a stretch, as you see Ahern's ball go through the net, that if they play 4 minutes of bad basketball in any stretch, the game goes down the tubes. So that's what Jim Les is doing right now, taking this timeout. You get one in the first half or you lose it, to say, hey, let's just go back and do some things. We're going to get the ball to Marcellus and just stem it right here. Just get the ball game tied again. Play hard. Teams that are losing tend to hang their heads when things start going bad, and that can happen tonight.
Somerville around a screen. Didn't get the roll that time. Short-armed it a little bit.
Perfect play right there. He got a wide open shot. Best player to take the shot just didn't go down.
Ahern kicks. Shavy short, but Ballou is there rather. Now Ahern for three. Macklin another offensive rebound. Tony Bennett stole it away, and it'll be a reach on the Bears. A foul on Shavies. The Braves can't allow those second and third looks, Joe.
No, they're killers, because not only is it another possession for the offense, but your defense is just scattered. They're everywhere, and you don't pick up the right men. You're not in the right position, and before you know it, someone's hoisting up a three with nobody in their face. Now, it's going to happen. You just can't let it happen, over and over again.
They had 23 offensive rebounds in Peoria. You might remember that was a foul-plagued ball game in Peoria. Now a whistle down low on Somerville. And that's number 2 on Sellis.
Marcellus turned around to Ahern and smiled and say, I didn't hit you that hard, son. And I think Blake knows that was a good play on his part, but probably wasn't hit as hard as he went flying.
Probably hit as hard as Tony Bennett was earlier.
Exactly.
Maybe. We approach the 4-minute mark here in the first half. It's a 2-point SMS lead. Drive by Thompson. Macklin, rebound.
That'll get Rembert off the bench.
Crouch for three, hit his first one, missed there. Somerville an offensive rebound. Just started over for Bradley.
So good discipline there. He could have gone right up, but he was really harried.
Bennett will try the three. It's good. Tony Bennett, his 18th three of the year. He has really struggled from the floor lately. Just 21% in his last 2 outings.
Yeah,
big three there. And an alley-oop to Macklin. They've got to know where he is. They can't lose Tamar Macklin.
He's too big to lose.
They're managing to do it, though, and
that's twice he's gotten behind Patrick O'Brien.
He gives SMS a 3-point lead and puts a charge into this crowd. Whistle again against Bradley away from the ball.
Well, that's 10 fouls on Bradley, and 4 of them are on the offensive end.
3-point ball game with 3:08 to go first half.
Illinois record keeper.
Lee Hall, Joe D'Alfonso back at the Hammons Student Center in Springfield, Missouri. 3:08 to go here, first half. Braves jumped out to a 7-0 lead, and they're right in this one, trailing 30-27. But breakdowns defensively, Joe, not checking the Bears off the offensive glass, and losing track of 6'7", 260-pound Tamar Macklin, which isn't easy to do.
You can't do that. He's as big as the cab we rode in last night.
He's as big as the cabbie anyway.
Bradley has 11 turnovers and 10 fouls with 3 minutes to go.
Oh, and an offensive foul against Macklin.
Well, that's his first personal foul, and only 6 on the Bears. They've done a good job of not getting Bradley to the line. Only Lawrence Wright has shot free throws, and he was 1 for 2.
And that will bring Sky Frazier off the bench.
Sky Frazier, 19 points in Peoria on January 7th, 22 points since then.
Yeah, 19 points in 17 minutes. Somerville held, and that'll be bonus time for the Braves.
Number 23, Devin Mitchell, commits his second personal foul. Team foul number 7.
Devin Mitchell couldn't keep up with the junior from Peoria Central, and he'll go to the line where he's 73.5%.
Somerville at the line.
Braves are doing a good job in a number of areas. They've shot 50% from the field, 11 of 22. They're in the rebounding battle. They're down 13-12 in that. Macklin has 7 of the 13 Bear rebounds. It's just those darn turnovers on the road again, 11, double digits.
Somerville already in double figures. That's 49 games out of 52 in his career in double figures as a Bradley Brave, Joe.
Right.
15 points for him.
But he also has a streak going. 13 consecutive games now, both scoring in double figures and making at least 1 3-point basket. That's the longest such streak in the Missouri Valley Conference, 13 in a row.
He makes it a 1-point game here and almost comes up with a steal.
Yeah, he does that too.
Well, how has he not ever been the Missouri Valley Conference Player of the Week?
Well,
Blake Ahern won it this week and had a good week, but you look at Somerville's numbers, they were better. Three-pointer for Deke Thompson. He's on fire from behind the arc. 3 for 3 there. 3 for 4, check that. It just seems like he's 3 for 3.
Yeah, every time he's going up, the ball's going down.
Back to a 4-point SMS advantage. Somerville, double team, passed out of it. Rembert couldn't hang on.
Tough pass there.
And Bennett with the foul 20 feet from the bucket.
Well, one of the things about getting Player of the Week, and we know Marcellus hasn't gotten one this year, but you've got to be good and you got to win. And there's no sense, unless you're going to have outstanding stats, 30 points and 12 rebounds a game, average at a double-double, things like that. If your team loses both games, it's hard to get the Player of the Week.
Shavy's just a 58% free thrower. Lawrence Wright back in. He replaces Tony Bennett, who sits with 2.
Bears 8 of 9 from the line now, doing what they do very well.
Even the guys who don't shoot it well are hitting it. Davies is 4 for 4. And that's a 6-point advantage now for SMS as we are under the 2-minute mark. That's the biggest lead of the game for SMS. Bradley led 7-0. Shavy's at the deck. Crowd wanted a foul. Twy open for 3. In and out. Bradley in a scoring funk here and in a defensive one as well, as SMS has opened a 6-point lead. Whistle away from the ball goes against the Bears as Thompson's 3 won't count.
Well, you wonder how guys get open sometimes, so wide open. You see in the NFL when someone sets a pick or there's an offensive interference. That's what that was. Just an illegal pick.
See a lot of those in the Valley.
Yep. That's 4 on this game, 2 on each team.
Right inside the arc. Long. Under a minute to go now. Stolen by Crouch. Somerville wanted the three. Avoids the contact. Missed. Dives after it as Frazier got the rebound. Rembert tips it away, and it'll be SMS ball. 30 on the shot clock. Danny Adams will check in for Bradley. And Barry Hinson calls a 30-second timeout.
Well, let's see. Let's count these things up in the last minute, Lee. We've seen Somerville go in the lane for dribble penetration and make a shot. We've seen him dive on the floor. We've seen him dive at midcourt for a loose ball. Rebound, contest. There it is, right there. The Braves leader showing by example what you should be doing out there.
If only somebody would follow it. And that hasn't happened enough lately. Earlier in the year, Joe, we were talking about, you know, Bradley's top 6 guys. It's going to be Somerville, and it's going to be 2 or 3 other guys that really step up. And that hasn't happened enough lately, and that's been part of Bradley's problem. Tony Bennett has stepped up at times, but he hasn't the last 2 games, and nobody's really been there to have Sellis's back, so to speak.
It happened in November and December. It has not happened really a lot since the new year. Guys have gone in slumps, and Sellis has been out there by himself at times. He will be a first-team All-MVC player, but if the Braves are going to escape the Friday night in St. Louis, and this is the team they need to beat to do that, because then they'll have a season edge over somebody in the league, then someone else has got to step up and help them.
Cheney stepped out of bounds.
Three-point shooting, Marcellus 35% last year behind the arc. This is a good example of his work ethic. This year, 43%. I mean, that's a remarkable improvement, and that only comes from being in the gym a lot.
Macklin back in for Bradley. And we mentioned that's 5th all-time since the three-point shot has been instituted.
Since 1986.
So that's he's not only making a lot of them, but shooting a good percentage as well. Shot clock and game clock almost identical, just a second or 2 difference. That's why I lost it. Another turnover for Bradley. 3-on-1. Blocked by Rembert. Bruised and refused. SMS still has a chance for a last-second shot. Thompson at the buzzer. No good. What a defensive play by Michael Rembert, Joe.
It was one of the best. We've seen a lot of block shots this year. Bradley leads the league, but that was one of the best we've seen in the 21 games we've done so far.
Michael Rembert's defensive effort and hustle that time, not giving up on the breakaway, keeps it to a 6-point game here at halftime. We'll be back with more from the Hammons Student Center right after this.
The applause here at the Orpheum Theatre in Galesburg is for Lanuta Chile and her performance of the violin concerto in D minor of Aaron Khachaturian with the Knox-Galesburg Symphony conducted by Bruce Pole. As Lanuta Chile takes a bow, she's also motioned to members of the orchestra for their efforts. The Khachaturian Violin Concerto was the final work on this half of this concert by the Knox-Galesburg Symphony. Earlier, the program opened with the Chanticleer Festival Overture, Opus 27 of Daniel Gregory Mason. And in the second half, we'll hear another overture, one of 3 attempts that Beethoven made before Fidelio, as well as Gustav Holst's Somerset Rhapsody. Production funding for broadcasts of concerts by the Knox-Galesburg Symphony on Music from the Heartland is provided by a grant from the Illinois Arts Council, a state agency. Most brass players know the name Gustav Holst quite well. He wrote a number of pieces for brass band and was a trombonist himself. Despite his Scandinavian-sounding name, Holst was born in Cheltenham and studied at the Royal College in London. Later, like Antonio Vivaldi, he became the director of music at an all-girls school, and he continued to teach there until the end of his life. In spite of the great popularity of his suite for orchestra, The Planets, Holst was a quiet man who cherished his privacy, and most of his music became well known after his death. He wrote his Somerset Rhapsody in 1906, using part of the Great British Folk Song collection of Cecil Sharp. Among the folk tunes to be found in the work are the Sheep Shearing Song, O Polly, Love O Polly, and The Lover's Farewell. It took several years, but the work finally received a performance in London in 1910. Bruce Pole has returned to the stage here at the Orpheum Theatre, and in a moment the second half of this concert by the Knox-Galesburg Symphony will begin with the Somerset Rhapsody of Gustav Holst.
Bears at the half.
Maybe he could do a "You're no average Joe" sign too. He's no average Joe. He's not your average Joe.
I'll take anything. I mean, you get a sign by him, you know you're in the big time.
That's right. That's right. Ooh, I thought O'Brien was the last guy to touch that.
He did, but he knocked it off the knee of
that guy.
Oh yeah, that guy. Yeah.
In the white shirt. Okay.
Yeah, Ballou was in the way.
Inside O'Brien, strong with the ball, fake, follows, fouls. Over the back. Over the back, yes he was. He's not happy with the call, but he was. And that's his second personal.
A little frustration there too. Look, we get the lob here. Doesn't put the ball on the floor, makes the fake, gets the shot, doesn't get it. And just being taller gets himself a foul. I mean, it's definitely over the back. But the frustration factor for not getting the first basket in was contributing in that.
Chaney down the lane. He averages just over 9 points a game.
Right, and that on the other end, that's a charge waiting to happen. No one stepped in, and 2 points down in the second half. Not a good start.
Chaney makes it an 8-point game now. That's the biggest lead of the game for either team. Somerville passes out to Bennett for three. Good looking shot, just a little long that time. And Bradley gets the ball again, and the crowd here doesn't appreciate it or agree with it.
There's two good shots the Braves have had coming out of the second half, and neither went down. And that's what happens to teams that are struggling.
Yeah, it's amazing how much better you look when the shots go in.
Bradley got off to a good start, 5 of 7, but then just made 6 of the last 18 shots of the first half. A couple of them not getting to the line as much, fell behind by 6.
Patrick O'Brien getting frustrated. He just can't allow himself to get frustrated. He's got to keep working hard in there. Shot clock at 8, and Bennett travels. I can understand why he's getting frustrated, though. He flashed several times there in the lane and was open and just didn't get the ball.
You know, he's only averaging, Lee, 7 shots a game. And for someone who's taller than anyone else in the league and athletic, that's about, well, probably half of what he should be getting.
Again, Chaney got loose in the lane. This time he kicks, and Thompson missed it, but Shavies is there for the offensive rebound.
Bears had 8 such rebounds in the first half off the offensive boards. That matched Bradley's 8 defensive rebounds.
They run the same play again, and this time Thompson scores. His 4th 3 of the night.
Double-digit lead.
Braves down 11. Haven't scored here in the second half. Crouch puts it on the floor, gives to O'Brien, and there's the easy bucket for the Braves. Nice job by Crouch to draw the defense.
Good give and go by both players.
That's a foul on Bennett. That's 3 on Tony Bennett now.
Team foul number 2 for the Braves.
That basket by O'Brien was his first of the night.
That's a tough foul on Bennett because Shavies really did a good job getting dribble penetration and then throwing his body into the defender. Here's the give and go. Crouch to O'Brien for the high percentage shot. That's his 4th shot of the night.
Shavies perfect at the line tonight, 4 for 4.
Number 10, J.J. Clark.
He's been in double figures in 4 of his last 5, so he's picked it up a little bit for Barry Hinson's Bears.
Daniel Ruffin on the floor, played just 7 minutes in the first half. Did not score, 0 for 1 from the field, 1 rebound, 3 assists, 4 turnovers for the freshman. And when he sat down for the last time, he sat down for good in the first half. And we had not seen that, Lee, all year long. Usually Jim Les has let him play through his mistakes.
Braves down 11 again after the 2 free throws. side to Somerville. Tough turnaround jumper, won't go, but he'll go to the line and shoot two.
Number 3, Tyler Cheney with the foul. It's his
Not a lot of movement on the Bradley offense right now, and they're getting the balls to the right people in the right spots. But here's a one-on-one move right here, just down to the baseline. Got bailed out.
Sellis on his way to 20 points. He scored 20 points 9 times this year. And that's number 17. Blake Ahern back into the ball game.
Ahern averages only 18 minutes a game. Scored just the 3 points in the first half. One of the cogs on this Bears team that's on a roll right now in the league.
Somerville gets it back to a single-digit game. Macklin fouled by O'Brien. It's 3 on Patrick.
Right, and that'll get Rembert into the game.
Number 3, Michael Rembert back in the ball game.
Cheney couldn't get it to go. Rebound, Macklin blocked by Rembert. And now a whistle on Rembert. That's 3 on Rembert.
That's his third. He's foul number 4.
And 4 on the Braves.
DeMar Macklin at the line. 2
in
shots.
a little over 3 minutes.
Macklin had a huge game against Southern Illinois when the Bears really stunned Southern 92-77. He had 16 points, 12 rebounds in that ball game.
He's a horse, as I mentioned. When he came to Peoria, he was working on a bad ankle. Another offensive board.
Ahern for 3.
Turns into a good shot by a good shooter. He was not a factor in Peoria, and then everyone else took his lead and didn't play very well.
Braves trail it by 10. Rembert goes to work. He banks it off the glass, but it wouldn't stay down. I'm not so sure Marcellus wouldn't have had a shot around that screen. As Macklin gets free again for the jam.
That's 3 times they've run that play tonight, 2 of them for dunks. And if I'm Barry Hinson, I run it until the Braves defend it. Defend it the right way.
Somerville drives baseline, throws it away. And a technical on Jim Less.
And Barry Hinson is mad because the Bears had their fast break stopped. He's laughing about it now, but he wanted everything. Can't blame him. I really can't blame Jim Less. I mean, that was, here's the fast break. We're looking at it. Bears definitely have numbers. Bradley had 2 players on the floor, Rembert and Somerville, at the other end.
2 shots.
Coach Less getting a little frustrated on why Somerville wasn't called, getting a foul call on that drive to the basket.
Ahern at the line, and it's an upset when he hits the rim. 117 for 120 at the line, an NCAA record a year ago. 97.5%.
And that's 32 in a row on his current streak.
Yeah, he's pretty solid at the line.
Mr. Understatement. Thank you very much.
15:42 to play. Braves down 13.
Is Kevin Grogan. Kevin's going to
tonight at 1:05 a.m.
Bradley now just 1 of 4 from the field in the second half, down to 41%, and that is the league leading defensive percentage total that the Bears have, 41%.
Right. Number 1 in the league in field goal percentage defense. Number 3 in the league in steals. They've been doing it with defense and rebounding.
Yeah, they've out-rebounded Bradley 6-2 early in the second half so far.
And plenty of second chance points tonight, too. 15 second chance points for the Bears. Macklin stolen away. Rembert stole it. Bennett takes it to the hoop. Tony Bennett with 5.
Here's another obvious statement. He's the best of the Braves in taking it coast to coast and finishing. Does it at least once a game.
Legal screen on Macklin.
That was an easy one to point out.
Number 5, Devon Macklin.
Just his second.
Second handoff for the Bears. In the ballgame for the Bears, number 4, Drew Richards. He replaces Devon Macklin.
Twyan Ruffin, Somerville, Rembert, and Bennett for the Braves. Saw a lot of Lance Stemler in the first half. Some playing time. Somerville fouled on the way to the hole. And it'll be Bradley ball.
That's off that Creighton offensive set with the two high post players out on the elbow. You give it to one, break a guy through, and then the man with the ball, Somerville, this time has to go around, and it's almost undefensible. He gets that first quick step.
He had it there, but lost the ball. Had his man beat, but couldn't hang on. Bears run it to perfection. Ruffin got a block, but Cheney follows it up.
Daniel Ruffin made a super play on that, but the ball landed right into a teammate's hands. Pretty easy layup.
Somerville, that's usually plenty for him. Rembert looking for somewhere to go. Wisely passes it out, and Bradley will start over, trailing by 14. Foul inside on SMS. Goes against Drew Richards, who's a foul machine.
It's almost comical. Averaging a foul a minute. He's now got 2 in just 4 minutes of play in this game. Brings Sky Frazier back in the ball game.
Roy Skylar Frazier prefers to go by Sky. And the Braves throw it away again. Not taking very good care of the basketball. And Sky skies, but couldn't finish.
Fast break the Bears wish they had back. They had great numbers.
Somerville all alone. 21 for Marcellus Somerville, his third 3 tonight. He gets Bradley back within 11.
You're right, because that was a 5-point play. The missed layup on one end, a 3 on the other.
Ahern having another quiet night against Bradley. He was 1 of 5 in Peoria from 3-point range. He's 1 for 5 from the field tonight. Frazier. Everybody's talking about Frazier. Bradley can get it back to single digits here. Ruffin, what's he think?
Right off the blackboard right there.
Oh, yeah. Just like you draw it up. It worked, and it cuts the SMS lead to 9 with 13:08 to play. All right, pencils and boards ready. You want to draw it up just like this.
Jump stop, behind the head, off the board, lay up to your center. No problem.
And this is another McDonald's three from Marcellus Somerville, and I'm loving it. Well, Daniel Ruffin ought to buy Michael Rembert lunch because he really saved him from a turnover there. That was one of those, he was in no man's land and something happened good.
I understand that he was trying to draw contact for a foul, but it just didn't happen.
Ahern for three. The Braves able to defense him tonight, but it's the other Bears who've given him trouble, especially Macklin.
Stemler back in the game for the Red.
Macklin, Twy got in his way and at least kept him from jamming at that time, and it's a 9-point game. Braves not out of this one by any stretch. They tend to do this, Joe. They get down by a bunch on the road, then make a run, as we've seen numerous times before. Rembert puts it up strong, and he'll go to the line, and if he hadn't hesitated, he might have had the bucket.
I tell you what, Michael Rembert played a good game against SMS in Peoria. I mean, he had double-digit points and had 6 rebounds and played with a lot of aggressiveness. That was before Brandon Heemskirk really got into the flow of the rotation. But Rembert's doing a good job again tonight, going up strong in his play.
56% free thrower. Blanks the first one. Yeah, it's just a shame. And hopefully Brandon can get back because Heemskirk really played maybe the best. I mean, he had a good half earlier in the year too against, boy, I can't think of who it was. Now Creighton, I believe he had a good first half.
Right, Creighton.
He had a great first half Saturday.
Right. Some people think Bradley could have won that game in the second half if he was healthy and played a good portion in the second half.
He would have made a difference. Not saying he would have maybe affected the outcome, but Illinois State got some second chance points in that half that they may not have gotten had Heemskirk had a body on Carlwell, who had a good second half and knocked in about 3 of those in a row. Stemler whistled for the foul. 16 fouls on Bradley.
8-point game with 12 to go. Plenty of time here in the Ozarks.
I don't think we can make the Jim Stafford show in Branson, but we've got a heck of a show here. We're under 12 minutes. Shavies long, but Easley's there for the rebound and fouled by Ruffin. Check that, it's on Rembert. I thought Ruffin got him, but it's on Rembert. That's 4 on Rembert. 11:43 to go. The Braves have battled back and trail it by 8. 21 our score here. SMS leads the Braves. Bradley on a comeback after trailing by as many as 14 moments ago. Time now for greatest moments in Bradley history, brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards. January 16, 1960. Number 4 Bradley beats number 1 Cincinnati 91-90. Oscar Robertson leading all scorers with 46 points. Chet Walker had 28. Al Saunders 22. Bobby Joe Mason went on to play for the Globetrotters with 21 in that ball game. Kellen Easley goes to the line out of Joliet. His team ranked number 1 the entire year in 2002. They lost in the Super Sectional to David Moss and Thornwood, who lost in the Elite Eight to Springfield Lanphier, who lost in the finals to Chicago Westinghouse and Tony Bennett. Quite the little Missouri Valley Conference Elite Eight convergence there.
6 steps of separation in the Missouri Valley Conference.
Easily books them both. And it's back to a 10-point lead.
That is 16 out of 18 from the line for SMS tonight, as the Braves have been whistled for 18 fouls and have committed 17 turnovers, but are still in the game.
Whistle down low, go against O'Brien. And it just seems like every time he does anything, he gets whistled for a foul.
That is 5 offensive fouls on the Braves. That's 19 fouls, 5 of them on the offensive end. 3 of them off the ball. 2 charges and 3 off the ball.
4 fouls on O'Brien, who is really in a freshman slump right now. Ahern blocked by Twat.
Both Bradley centers now with 4 fouls each.
And Brandon Heemskirk is not available. And he's lucky to get called there. And I don't think his foot ever left the ground, but he looked like he traveled, and he got whistled for it.
And out of the game he comes. Rembert back in.
Number 3, Tyler Cheney replaces Blake Ahern.
No word on how long Heemskirk will be out. He aggravated the stress fracture he had earlier in the year and is wearing a boot. Did not work out today.
I tell you, with that monstrous front line of Wichita State due up next, I hope it's not very long.
(51-41). Mitchell baseline jumper. He's a local guy out of Springfield's Kickapoo High School. They were ranked in the top 15 in the country his senior year. One and done for Bradley. Macklin inside. Braves contest, and he couldn't finish.
Somerville now with 7 rebounds, leading the Braves.
Ruffin pull-up jumper is good. His first basket of the night. And it's back to a 10-point game with 9:49 to play. Fans right on top of the floor here at the Hammons. Mitchell miss. Easily runs it down. Easily, glass, and good.
Well, that's 18 offensive rebounds for the hometown Bears. The Braves don't have that many defensive boards. That's one of the stories of this game.
Ruffin's open. Rembert fouled by Easley.
Number 30, Kelvin Easley with a foul. That's his second. Team foul number 6.
So Bradley will get the ball out of bounds. No free throws yet. Bennett comes back for Bradley. Thompson and Richards return for the Bears, replacing Macklin and Mitchell.
Also in the ball game, number 21, Pete Thompson.
Macklin with a double-double. 11 points, 11 rebounds in just 20 minutes.
Sellis for 3. Rembert had a hand on it. And a foul on the Braves.
Number 15, Marcellus Somerville, the foul. That's his second.
2 on Somerville.
More free throws for the Bears.
Yeah,
it's been a.
That was one of your keys earlier.
Yep, yeah, keep them off the line. They're averaging 23 attempts per game, and they're rapidly approaching that.
And board with the Bears is not going Bradley's way either. That was another key for him.
Absolutely not.
Tyler Chaney, sophomore. 25 of his last 30 at the line coming into tonight.
Good looking player, does a little bit of everything well, knows the system, strong player. Bears are reaching their stride right now. If they win this, it'll be 6 in a row, climbing up the ladder of the Valley, trying to catch Creighton and UNI.
And as you mentioned earlier, a couple of winnable games coming up for them as well.
I don't think it's out of the question that they could finish 3rd yet in this league, because I think the hardest schedule down the stretch belongs to the Redbirds, who are 3rd right now. They've got 6 tough games left.
Almost a turnover. Stemler runs it down. Didn't have to shoot that. Rembert, for the second time tonight, makes something out of nothing. He's got 5 points.
He has picked up his teammates without question on a couple of weird plays.
Stemler didn't think there was about 6 seconds on the shot clock as Easley misfires. Rembert almost ran it down. And now it's a 3 for Tyler Chaney.
That's the 3.
Another second chance.
And now it's back up to 15.
Right, it was 8 with 12 to go.
It's the biggest lead of the game for the Bears as Somerville answers. He's got 23. Biggest lead had been 14 for SMS. Shavies. Had 16 against Bradley in 17 minutes in Peoria.
Ruffin and Crouch looking to come in. Braves with some tired legs out there. Stemler has played more tonight than he has all season.
Somerville's 3 is short. And I don't think we've seen Lawrence Wright in the second half.
No, we have not seen Lawrence Wright this half. And there's a frustration foul on Marcellus right there. Number 3 on him, I believe.
Yes.
Number 20, Daniel Ruffin, and number 14, Jeremy Crouch.
Well, Bryant and Rembert have 4 each. Somerville with 3 and Bennett with 3. 7:04 left. Braves down 15.
Congratulations.
champion at Methodist Medical Center.
You can kind of see those two national championship banners for the SMS Bears NAIA champs in 52 and 53, coached by Bob Vanatta, who went on to coach the Bradley Braves and didn't have much success in 2 years and was fired, went on to coach beyond that, but had no success in Peoria.
Right, he followed Fordy Anderson, which is tough enough.
Right.
And then after Vanatta was fired, then Chuck Osborne took over, and hello, national titles once again.
And Joe Stoll, we were talking to earlier, the former Bradley coach, said that Bob Vanatta recruited the first two African-American basketball players to Bradley. One being Boo Johnson and
Shelly McMillan, right.
Macklin over the back. And I'm not sure I disagree with the 6,000 folks who are here tonight.
Well, he
that
went
was
up,
a pretty good rebound.
He went up strong. He got it clean. He was just quicker to the ball, as we see it right here. Macklin with 11 points, 11 rebounds. As we mentioned earlier, the Bears with 19 offensive boards to the Braves 14 defensive.
Macklin gets a good hand. Indiana State trailing Southern 46-39 with 9 minutes to play. Northern Iowa leading at Creighton 59-56 with 9 minutes left. As Rembert's first free throw is good. This is one of the better outings for Michael Rembert, who had a career-high 10 against Southwest Missouri State in Peoria. Makes them both.
That UNI Creighton game, the loser there loses a game to the Bears, as Southwest is right behind those two in the standings, which you saw earlier.
Richards. Now, there's usually a whistle wherever there's Drew Richards, but this time it goes against the Braves.
Right, on Crouch, I believe. Yep, 14.
That's his third.
That is his third, and SMS will be in the double bonus for the final 6:36. Richards, the Mr. Missouri basketball a year ago.
That's 21 free throws for the Bears, opposed to 8 for the Braves. Only Rembert, Wright, and Somerville have gone to the line for the visitors.
What was the game the other night you were talking about where...
oh, the Monday night game.
Southern Illinois.
Southern at Drake.
Right.
Southern at Drake. A 1-point game won by the Salukis. The home team shot 30 free throws and lost. The Salukis were 2 of 3 from the line and won. You don't see that very often.
Bennett, the spinner. Tony Bennett with 7. Scored in double figures in 9 of 12 Valley games coming into tonight.
But in neither of the last 2.
Right.
And he needs some tonight to get there. And that would be fine. Anything to get him going again.
Thompson's 3 is no good. Rembert gets a rebound. He's played well off the bench. That's his 8th board. Oh, there's a mismatch. Passes out of it instead for Bennett. Bennett drains the 3. 35% shooter behind the arc, and it's back to a 10-point game all of a sudden.
As I said, anything to get him going is good for the weekend.
Bennett now with 10, and Bradley with the ball. It's still not out of the question. Down 10 with 5:15 left. Bennett again for 3. It's good! Tony Bennett from out of nowhere drains 2 threes in a row. Barry Henson calls timeout. Well, Joe, we said moments ago that this is kind of the MO for Bradley. Get down by a bunch and make a run. This is their second time they've done the run here in the second half.
Right, and you have to expect at least 2 runs by a pretty good team. Any good team is going to make 2 runs, one especially. And, you know, you want to get that second run in there before it's too late. But the mountain is hard to climb. You expend a lot of energy sometimes getting close, and then you can't pull it out. Here's Bennett.
Yeah, it's a McDonald's three, and I'm loving it. Tony Bennett just shot himself out of a mini slump. 21.7% his last 2 games, only 5.5 points a game. And
he had a bucket full of those shots the last 2 games and didn't make any of them, it seemed like. And, and that's the difference between being down 10, being up 5, being down 2. Those 3 points come in a hurry, changes the whole complexion. And I'm sure Barry Hinson in that timeout said, we have to take a better shot and not as quick.
Michael Rembert, nice jump to screen there, and
what is he doing?
Shaney almost lost it. Well, he's extending that screen.
I know, but he's got 4 fouls, and the big tank is underneath by himself. And I understand the philosophy of extending the screen, but you just have to show it and get back. Just show it, make him go farther. Look, he's just getting back into play now. He's coming from beyond the 3-point arc.
Well, he's quick.
He better be.
Ahern goes to the line, and you just might as well write him down. 60 straight year ago. That's an MVC all-time record.
No one even breathes.
Oh, and you can hear a pin drop.
No.
Listen.
Yeah. Listen to nothing. It's like those Washington middle school games when my son David's on the line. Everyone just holds their breath and he might hit the rim.
I will have you know that Connor Hall switched a free throw Saturday. I give a little shout out.
Must be shooting in the driveway.
4:38 left. It's back to a 9-point game. Bradley making every effort at staying in this game. Somerville double team says no.
No, can't do that. Got to move the ball a little quicker when he's double teamed.
Bennett, tough jumpers long. Macklin almost lost the rebound. Not a great shot. There was 4 seconds on the shot clock.
No, not a great offensive set.
Ahern with a flyer. He's not as good a shooter when there's a defender flying at him, and Bradley has turned him into a poor shooter tonight. Crouch couldn't get the 3. Macklin holding Rembert. It'll be Bradley ball. Jim West wanting a foul. You could see that Macklin had him by the arm.
Well, we could see it.
We mentioned Ahern, now 1 for 8. And that's after the hold. It was obvious, and there's the official. 66-57, 3:58 left. (66-57) with 3:58 left. J.J. Twy, our Bradley player profile from nearby Verona, Missouri. Jaron Joseph is given name. He's met actor Brad Pitt, who's from Springfield, Missouri. Bennett inside the 3-point arc was long with that shot. J.J. Twy, the all-time leading scorer at his high school. He's the youngest of 9. 7 brothers, 5 of them scored 1,000 points or more at Verona High School. Chavy's open for 3. That one's just a little bit off. Cheney the tip. Now tipped out. Bradley can't control. Easily bucket. And that is a microcosm of this ball game.
You know, it's only
offensive rebound.
Right, it's only 36-30 total rebounds, but the offensive boards by the Bears have just killed the Braves.
How many is that
Second chance points, 26 now. 26 of their 68.
21 offensive rebounds. They had 23 in Peoria. A nice bucket by Tony Bennett, taking it in among the trees. He's got 15 now. 9-point game, but the clock is the Braves' enemy here. Under 3 minutes to go now. Saturday night's game against Wichita State is Valley Network game, I believe.
Right. Nick Holthus and Charlie Spoonhour will be behind the mics for Saturday night's game.
The Spoon Man. Cheney gives to Macklin for the hammer.
So we've seen him dunk right-handed. Both hands are now left-handed.
And you're wearing the Spoonhour turtleneck in homage to the former Bears coach, I see.
Right. I'm in his place.
Bennett, charge. No, block. Oh. All right, I'll quit officiating and let them do it. But
well, I was with you on that one. I thought it was a charge all the way. We'll see Bennett here. Macklin.
No, that's a good call. He jumped in late.
He jumped in late and was very animated afterwards.
I was following Bennett. I thought he was there, but he wasn't. Good call. Macklin fouls out with 2:11 left. He gets a standing ovation.
The man's game tonight. 11 points. I'm sorry, 13 points, 12 rebounds. 13 points, right.
13 and 13. They just gave him another one.
Right.
And Tony Bennett, you know Tony Bennett loves this. Booing will not affect him one iota. It's his first free throw attempt of the night. Ten-point game with just over 2 minutes left. And the Bears will work a little clock here, I would imagine. Crouch bumps Ahern. And the Braves stop the clock. If there's anybody on this planet you don't want to foul, it's Blake Ahern.
No, he's got great form, great confidence.
St. Louis de Smet High School. 117 of 120 last year. I mean, you can't do that in the gym by yourself.
No, you can't do that with layups. Most guys can't do that with layups.
Six of 6 at the line tonight, but just 1 of 8 from the floor. He's managed 9 points in spite of his field goal shooting. Bennett. Rembert had a hand on another one. Foul Somerville.
Rembert's played well. 7 points, 8 rebounds off the bench, 19 plus minutes. 2 of 4 from the field, and those 2 are highlight reel stuff.
Yeah.
The 2 shots he attempted himself were just 0 for 2. But following up some acrobatics, he's made them both. But he has put in a good effort tonight.
Nathan Ballou from Ozark, Missouri, teammate of Sam Singh High School.
Creighton has spurted ahead of Northern Iowa, now 68-60 with 3 minutes to go. Southern will win at home again over Indiana State.
No surprise there. 73-60 with 1:37 left. Bradley down 25-9 in free throws tonight, and they're trailing by 13.
Well, we've seen some different things tonight for sure, Lee. Lawrence Wright, no appearance on the floor in the second half. We saw an early appearance by Lance Stemler in both halves.
Michael Rembert will foul out after a good performance tonight.
Yep.
We talk about the bench, Joe. SMS 147-81 outscoring the other bench in the last 4 games.
Well, that's
when
a
you
little
bring
skewed.
Blake Ahern off the bench, that does kind of
you know, when your
mess
starters
with the
don't
numbers
play
a little
that
bit.
many minutes,
Yeah.
you're going to get that sort of production from the bench. But with a minute to go and Bradley sitting on 60 points, I mean, Barry Hinson has got to love that. You give up 60 points in most games, you're going to win most games.
Ruffin fouled. I thought he was fouled before he got the shot off, but the bucket will count. Took an elbow to the ribs before he got to the hoop.
That's why in the aforementioned Lawrence Wright in the game now with less than a minute to go.
After sitting for 19 minutes and 2 seconds, so he's trying to play himself a little bit out of the doghouse, it seems.
Right.
Daniel, a 77% free thrower, and that gets it back to 12. And Chaney is fouled by a hustling Tony Bennett, and Chaney will go to the line. We saw I thought some pretty good intensity for the most part tonight by the Braves.
No question. The first 10 minutes was great exhibitions of Bradley basketball on both ends of the floor. But as we mentioned earlier, it's down to a point now, instead of December, when Bradley had a 6-minute stretch where they didn't play so well and it didn't matter because the 34 minutes was enough. Right now, the 34 minutes is not enough. They have to play much more extended periods of good basketball, especially on the road in the Missouri Valley Conference. I mean, they've lost 8 in a row now, covering 2 years in this league on the road. They're one of 2 teams in the league that have not won at least one road game. And they got to still go to a couple places that's not going to be easy, Northern Iowa and Evansville.
Those road woes date back a ways. Last MVC road win at Indiana State, February of last year. And the last winning road record for the Braves way back in 95-96 when they went 7-4.
Well, that was the championship team of Jim Molinari. The senior-led team, Billy Wright, Funchess, Deion Jackson, Chad Klein.
Chaney's free throw is good. He's one of only 2 Bears to start every game this year. He has been a rock for Barry Hinson's squad. SMS, the only team in the Valley to own a winning record in the series. They will improve that to 21-12. And Bradley, I mean, this is historic. They're now 3-11 in this building. They have not had much success here. And that dates back to SMS entering the league back in the early 90s.
Right, when they came in the league from a different conference, I mean, they had an established program with an established head coach in Charlie Spoonhour, and they went right to work. They got to the NBC tournament finals in the first year, and then they just kept it going. With just a couple of hiccups, the years that Mark Burnson had the team weren't as good as they had hoped, and then Steve Alford did a nice job here. Never won the league title or the tournament. Won 58% of his games. And now Barry Hinson is doing about the same thing, about 58%.
Really has turned things around here. He said after the game against Southern Illinois. I think we've got a pretty good team. We just got to go out and prove it, and they have done that the last 6 outings, winning 6 in a row and arguably the hottest team in the league right now.
No argument about it. I mean, nobody wants to come here and play right now. They've won 6 straight, and they're doing everything well.
Bradley will come home Saturday night as Twy turns it over, and all they have to do Saturday is face the top team in the league in Wichita State.
Yeah, the Shockers are 17-3 overall, and we looked at the Valley stats the other day, and I pointed out they've got 6 different players leading 6 different categories in Valley stats. What a job Mark Turgeon's done. So you fans at home, you want to see a team that's deep and talented, big, quick, everything. Come to Carver Arena and root on the Braves Saturday night.
Danny Adams at the line. He will be with us on the Jim Les Show this Saturday at 5. The other thing about the Valley is, Joe, I mean, you talk about Bradley and how things went in December, and they weren't playing teams quite this good in December, I don't think. And the other thing is, with the Valley, for the first time in Valley history, it looks like, pretty sure, that the Valley will have 4 20-win teams for the 2nd year in a row, and that's never happened before.
Right. They've had it a couple of times, but never 2 years in a row. The conference is 8th as a league RPI-wise, and that's up in the heavens territory right there. Anytime you get in the top 8, you're having a good year.
Our Heritage Bank player of the game is Marcellus Somerville. Marcellus with 23 points, 8 rebounds. Heritage Bank, locally owned and managed since 1920. As Cheney puts the Bears to the 80-point mark, and Barry Hinson empties his bench. Trevor Fisher and Daniel Meyer into the ball game. Barry Hinson has his coat on. He's ready to go. Under the weather this week, as is Jim Les. Hinson able to take it a little easier tonight after this. Right, brought it back down, and we'll go to the line with 15.2 seconds left.
It's the second time in 3 games that the Braves have given up at least 80 points. Did it against Southern. Carver Arena, 89 points in a 16-point loss. Held the Redbirds to 69, but the Bears have hit 80.
They've been doing it in their streak with a much improved offense. They were only scoring 61 points a game during that 5-game skid, and they're averaging almost 79 points a game in the 5-game win streak, and they hit that here tonight as well. 80-66. Our next game here on WEEK, the final broadcast of the regular season, will be Wednesday the 23rd as the Redbirds come to town. 80-66, our final score. Stay tuned for Law and Order. For Joe D'Alfonso, our producer Steve Shaw, director Joe Scholl, Lee Hall saying good night from Springfield. 80-66 the final.